Alrighty, we have our timer set and we're going to do this in under 3 minutes. 5 minutes, excuse me. Alright, so here we are, as promised, back over here to the Content Aware tool. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do two different Content Awares. This is kind of fun. So what we're going to do is we found out the image size. So the image size over here, go over here to image size, and this image is 990 by 644. So what we're going to do is we want to hit and create a new canvas, and we have the image size as 1100 by 664. So I just extended the width just a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, grab my move tool, I'm going to hold the shift key, and I'm going to drop it right there in the center. That's what the shift key does. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to copy our layer by hitting Command J to be non-destructive, and I'm going to turn off this layer right here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the shift key. Anytime you hold that shift key, it's going to constrain it in a straight line, so that shift key is very powerful. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my rectangular marquee tool, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a selection of the end of the track here. And now that I have my selection there, come back over here to my Content Aware Move tool, and I have it now on Move Very Strict. Okay, so if I hold my Shift key and I grab this right here, start grabbing it first and hold the Shift key and let go, what you're going to see is it's going to move it, and you notice there was like a little blue line right there. We got a little bit of a ripple in our lines right there. So let's go ahead and hit the shift key, go back. Let's come down here to just strict. Let's try this out here, start to move it, hold the shift key, let go, and see what happens here. Alrighty, now that looks pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and deselect it there. So I've extended the track. A lot of times people can tell if a photo has been faked by the shadow. So the shadow right here is a little bit different. What we can do is we can go over and grab the clone stamp tool, and what we can do is we can kind of stamp out the let me go grab the clone stamp tool right here. I hold my option key to sample that right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove his shadow, and let me go ahead and sample another piece right here, and let's go ahead and get that right there. Got into the line there. I should be zooming in. I normally do zoom in when I do something to this degree, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm not going to zoom in. So you got to be careful with that clone stamp tool in order to remove the sample somewhere else, because you can see as I move up, the little X moves up right there as well. So we're not even going to really worry about that too much, but you definitely can remove that shadow from Usain Bolt right here to get a little closer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here to my Content Aware Move tool. I have the Move, and I still have Strict selected. So like I mentioned before, as far as the shadow, what people can tell if the photo is real or not is usually based off the shadow. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing this guy right here, and I'm grabbing his shadow as much as I possibly can. So now that I've selected him, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my shift key, hold down, I start dragging first, hold my shift key, which is going to keep it in a straight line for me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move him ahead of Usain Bolt and let the Content Aware move right there, deselect it, and you can see right there it's a very sloppy little tutorial here in reference to making things move around. But at the first glance, at the first look, you would notice right here, if I definitely cleaned up this little line right here, and if I cleaned up the shadow even more, at the first look looks like this guy right here is beating Usain Bolt. Most of the time people don't necessarily even know how to look at a video or look at an image so deeply in order to actually see that right there. So we're at the end of our 5 minutes, and that's the end of this tutorial. Give it a shot. Let me know how it worked out for you. Alrighty. Thank you. talk to you later. Bye bye now.